My name is Alvin Brown. The topic today is offers and compromise based on no liability. It doesn't mean zero liability. It just means that you can challenge an assessment against you because you think you don't agree with it and there's a technical or factual reason why you don't agree with that assessment. In most cases that I see, there are a lot of issues that come up where there is no liability. The most common that I see is trust fund penalty liability. That's the liability that's assessed when some payroll taxes have not been paid. They can assess a responsible person if the failure to pay was willful. I see a lot of those, and the IRS throws a wide net on those people, and I very much follow that case law. I've had a lot of success with that issue, but of course you have to qualify. There's some factual issues and some legal issues. I won't get into them now. I just really want to identify there's one area where I would do an OIC based on no liability. There's a lot of exam issues that come up where the IRS is clearly wrong. And I think that the OIC no liability is a good way to surface that issue and have it re-examined. There's another procedure called audit reconsideration, but I prefer an offer and compromise based on no liability because it's tracked better, the IRS follows it better, there are better procedures in place to deal with those issues, the offer and compromise issues. Whereas the audit reconsideration cases seem to have a lower priority, and I just think that it's just harder to get the attention of the IRS when you do request audit reconsideration. The statute, if the IRS is taking your money for some reason you want a refund, the statute of limitations on refunds is 2 years from the time that they take your money. Well, for an offer and compromise based on no liability, we can go back to whatever year it was that you have that liability. So, in effect, it's a solution that is superior to the refund issue because it gives you an opportunity to challenge a liability over a longer period. You normally can't raise that issue in a collection due process hearing for the reason is under that statute where you're appealing a lien or a levy. If you've had a prior opportunity to address the issue, then the statute doesn't allow you to raise it again in a collection due process hearing. They will let you file an offer and compromise based as to on collectability. I believe that a no liability OIC can also be submitted in that hearing, except there's case law that says you can't do it. I think the case law is wrong, and I think the courts have misapplied that statute. There are technical reasons why I say that, and I'm not going to get it now. Where this is just a short, YouTube video, and I don't have the time to get into the reasons why I disagree with that position by the courts. In any event, a lot of times people are audited and they don't get good counsel, they don't get good representation, and they're stuck with tax liability that they don't agree with. Sometimes there's an appeal deadline that's missed and there's an assessment, or sometimes there's no money to do the appeal, and there may be limited money to go to the tax court. So the offer compromise based on no liability is really a good way to surface it, and it's worked well for us, and it does get very quick attention by the IRS into the current procedures. So that's where I'd go with that. If you have any questions on this topic at all, let me know. You can call me at 888-712-7690, extension 106. Before I forget, you can call me and I'll evaluate the issue with you. There's no charge for that phone call. I'm certainly not going to take on as a case or represent someone if I don't think it's going to work. So, but I will give you a preliminary, opinion on whether I think it's a good issue. So you can call me and tell me what the situation is, and I'll review it and give you some guidance on it, and before you commit yourself to anything. So there's no downside to calling me at that number. And otherwise, you can email me at ab@irstaxattorney.com, ab@irstaxattorney.com, and let me know what your situation is and whether or not you have a liability issue that you think is wrong. Okay? Thanks very much.